Hey friends, a little intro to the video before I get into the true intro to the video. One, make sure you stay tuned to the end because there is a little giveaway in this video, which you'll see later. And then second, stay tuned to the end of this video because we have a little cameo from Hannah, who wanted to talk about something that I'm talking about in this video as well, a makeup product. So make sure you stick through to the end so you can see those two things. And don't forget, if you're interested in the giveaway, keep on watching. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. So I thought we would do an old-fashioned get ready with me and spill some tea while we're doing it. And I also have some new makeup products that I want to tell you about. Actually, one is new. Two is a new color to me. It's something that a product of theirs that I have used before, and those are from Merit Beauty. And I have a special offer for you down in the description box, but we'll talk about that when I get to that part of my makeup. But anyway, so I'm just gonna throw my hair back here a little bit. I hope you guys are doing well and we're having a good week or weekend whenever you're watching this. I'm gonna start out by using some Bobbi Brown face base because I put my moisturizer on several hours ago and just haven't had a chance to do my makeup yet, and so we need a little extra moisturizing. So let's start out with what seems to be the topic of the century, and that is quiet luxury. It's quiet. Anyway, so I used to be really big. I shouldn't say big. Big is definitely an exaggeration, but I used to enjoy scrolling through TikTok. I kind of got out of it. Honestly, mostly what I watched on TikTok were like cooking videos and like healthy lifestyle, some tap dancing. So like it's these twins that like do sort of tap dancing. Anyway, they're fun. I understand that this whole quiet luxury thing is like all over TikTok and what it is and what it means. So I do have some notes here. So if you see me looking down here, I'm referring to those. But let's talk about like what it is, what quiet luxury is, and then maybe some of my feelings about it. So I did some Googling, did the old Google. One of my favorite scenes, by the way, from Confessions of a Shopaholic is when she has that job and her boss walks up and he's like, "Did you just Google whatever it was that she was working on?" And she's like, "Yes, I Googled." Anyway, it was funny. So I Googled quiet luxury. I mean, I pretty much knew. I mean, you can kind of guess what it is just based from the name. But I read an Elle article, and so I'll just touch on a few points from the article. Their definition, this again is according to Elle, is curating a selection of high quality wearable pieces that seamlessly work with the rest of your wardrobe. And they also said it's not about breaking the bank in the name of a cashmere jumper, but rather taking a slower, more simplistic approach to dressing. And they contrasted it a little bit with a trend that went around, I think, let me look here. I don't have the dates down, but I think around like maybe like the 2015, 2016, which was something called normcore, which I personally had never heard of that term. And that is defined as people who choose clothes that are functional and undistinguished. The Elle article talks about how, fashion at times can be a barometer for, sort of the times that we're in and, the social and political and economic climates that we're in. An example they gave was after the recession in 2008, when, you know, we had the big housing crisis and the stock, you know, plummeted, whatever, that was when sort of the rise of Phoebe Philo happened, and her very, you know, simplistic way of dressing and how she then portrayed that on the runway. The article also talked about the fact that we may also be seeing a rise in this sort of quiet luxury way to dress because of the announcement of Phoebe Philo's new brand that is supposed to launch in September. So, what are my thoughts? Well, before we get into that, I am first going to introduce you to, this is the new product to me, and this is the Merit the Minimalist. You can see that. And it is basically a foundation stick or concealer, you know, whatever you want to use it for. But I love this concept, especially when you're traveling. You don't have to worry about liquid limits or whatever if you're carrying on, but it's super easy to use and really easy to blend out. And since we're talking about quiet luxury, which is also sort of similar to minimalism, Merit Beauty is more of a minimalist beauty brand and a clean beauty brand. You can shop the links below. You will get free shipping on all orders over $40. And on your first order, you get a free makeup bag, which is pretty cool. So the way I apply this is I just kind of like draw some stripes. Nothing super technical here, folks. Nothing very exciting or, you know, groundbreaking here. But yeah, I just kind of draw some, you can see, just some stripes on my face, and then I start blending. And like I said, it's really easy to blend out. It is, I would say, very skin-like finish. I wouldn't say it's like matte, but I wouldn't say it's like glowy either. I think it's just a really good skin finish looking product. What I like about it is you can use as little or as much as you want and or need to. So if I had a day where I really just wanted to kind of spot correct, you know, I could do that with it. Because it's so easy to control and to use, you really can very easily like target the areas that you want or put it all over your face like I did. It's also very buildable. So, I mean, right now when I'm looking in the mirror, I mean, I 100% can still, you know, see my skin through the product. It's not, I would say right now, it's kind of a light to medium coverage. It definitely evened out my skin tone, but you can still see my skin. So like I said, this was a new product to me and one that I really have been enjoying. Next, before I continue talking about quiet luxury, I'm going to use another Merit product, and this you've seen me use before. This is their like bronze, I think the official name is, I cannot read this, I'll put it on the description bar, but anyway, it comes in a tube like this, and again, it's just a cream product. I need to actually probably roll it up once. So it just rolls up like that, and then again, I just like draw it on the side and, you know, to contour a little bit, but yeah, just do that, and then I blend it in. So it is super easy, very creamy, stays well throughout the day, and then I just, like I said, just kind of blend it in using the same brush that I used for my foundation. A couple thoughts on the rise of quiet luxury. First of all, is it really a rise? I mean, a rise to me implies maybe something new. Maybe I'm wrong in that thought, but I guess my point is quiet luxury has always been a thing. We've had, you know, brands like Hermes and Brunello Cucinelli and Loro Piana and Ralph Lauren and, you know, newer entrances into the market, maybe like Kate or Totem, you know, certainly the Row, also going back a ways, not certainly as far back as like Hermes and Ralph Lauren, But I mean, a lot of these brands have been around for a long time, you guys. This is not a new concept, is my point. So, you know, when people are talking about the rise, I mean, I guess maybe they're trying to say that loud luxury is out, or that people are going more towards quiet luxury. I mean, I guess I understand. If you looked at some of the, you know, recent runway shows, I mean, even brands like Miu Miu, which, you know, is one of my faves, not. But, you know, I mean, and even Gucci. Now, obviously, we have a new creative director there, so who knows if that's going to be sort of their way of going. And, you know, Bottega is kind of going away from more brighter colors and into more subdued neutral colors. But again, Bottega is another one of those brands that totally spoke, I don't want to say old money, but I mean, it was definitely a brand that was much more popular with, I mean, even probably people who were older than me, more maybe like my mom's age, kind of, that, you know, just loved the quality of the product and loved the aesthetic of the product and the simplicity of it, you know, the woven intrecciato leather and, you know, that sort of very distinctive Bottega look. It wasn't until Daniel Lee came that it just sort of blew up, and, you know, we got the squared-toed duck shoes and everything that went along with that. You know, and that's when we got the parakeet green, which, again, don't get me wrong, I love the parakeet green. Okay, the next product I am using, now this is a product, like I said, that I have used before. This is one of their blush products, and this is in a new color called Après. I assume sort of like après or après, is that the way you say it? Sort of like après ski kind of thing. So this is a new color to me. I have one of these, but it's packed. Not this color, like I said, because it's new, but I'm just gonna take just kind of a dense brush. I use this pretty much for all of my cream, like cheek products, and I'm just gonna kind of dab into this and then apply it to the cheeks. And again, it's one of those products that you really can, you know, do a very light wash of color, or you can really blow it out and do a very, you know, dramatic, very editorial, I guess, type look. You know, I'm probably somewhere in between, leaning a little more towards the, you know, more flush of color. What I really like about this color is that, like I said, you have enough control with it that you can really make it as dark or as light as you want. So even though it looks super, super dark in the pot here, I mean, as you can see on my cheek, you know, this does not look like this. So very easy to control, great product. And I mean, honestly, this thing will last you forever, probably. Okay, maybe not forever, but anyway, great product. I have loved the Merit cheek products for a long time and very happy with this new color. So what I have on right now is the Merit foundation stick, the bronzing stick, and then the Merit cheek products. So like I said, I will have a link down below, though that is an affiliate link, just FYI. But like I said, $40 or more will get you free shipping, and you will also get a free makeup bag with your first purchase. Like I was saying, I don't think that quiet luxury is anything new. We may be seeing it a little more on the runway. Do I think that correlate? You know, a lot of people are saying, well, quiet luxury is becoming more popular because of the, you know, economic situation that we're in and the potential recession and rising costs and things like that. Here's my hot take. I don't personally think that anyone who is currently wearing quiet luxury, they're not impacted by the fact that eggs are double the price in the grocery store, right? I mean, can we just take a moment and be honest here? The people that are shopping at Loro Piana or The Row on a regular basis, okay? I'm not talking about the person who's, you know, maybe like me, who's just gonna buy a pair of summer walks or whatever those loafers are, you know, for the first time because I've heard they're super incredibly comfortable and I now walk every place, and so I think it would be a great shoe to own. I'm not talking about people like me. I'm talking about people who, you know, their entire wardrobe is Loro Piana or Ralph Lauren or Brunello Cucinelli or Hermes or, you know, any of those names that I just rattled off before. Those people aren't bothered by the prices going up in the grocery store. So they're not buying quiet luxury because they're trying to make some statement about the economy. Does that make sense to anybody? I mean, I guess the point in the Elle article, it is historical data, right? That, you know, apparently after the last recession in 2008, that, you know, that sort of, there was a rise in this sort of similar type fashion trend with, like I said, with Phoebe Philo and her sort of simplistic designs, etc. But do I really think that that is a result of the economy? And do I really think that the people who can afford, and I mean really afford, okay? I'm not talking about me. I'm not talking about probably a lot of us that are watching luxury YouTube videos, okay? I'm talking about the super wealthy, the uber elite, you know, the people that drop $100,000 a year in ready-to-wear at Chanel, which, you know, first of all, is not quiet luxury. But people who are at that echelon of wealth, okay? Like I said, those people aren't sitting back and thinking, you know, maybe I should really like move the Versace shirt to the back of the wardrobe because of the recession. Like, I don't want to be like flaunting things in other people's faces who can't buy eggs or milk at the grocery store. No, you guys, I mean, it's nice that maybe you think that they're so altruistic, but that's not what's going on. So I think it's more just, I mean, I'm finding myself more drawn. I shouldn't say more drawn. It's not more drawn because, for goodness sakes, I just unboxed the loudest Fendi bag you can, you know, the Sex and the City purple baguette. So, you know, while I really appreciate the aesthetic of Loewe bags and Celine bags for their simplicity and their lack of logos, it doesn't mean that I also don't love loud things too. Does that make sense? I also think that there could be somewhat of a correlation between slow fashion, which, again, let me check my definition here, which is a way of purchasing and buying that advocates for environmental and social justice in the fashion industry. So, you know, it's right, it's obviously the opposite of H&M or Zara or Old Navy or, you know, whatever, insert fast fashion brand name here, okay? And so, I mean, I don't know how ethical, or some of these brands, like I said, like the Row and Hermes, how ethical and environmentally friendly they are in their manufacturing. But I do think there is some correlation to that. I mean, I do think that there may be a rise of interest, and especially in, I don't know, what generation are we in right now? Are we in Gen Z, I think, maybe? Correct me if I'm wrong. Whatever the current generation is, you know, who are definitely more concerned about the environment and about what is happening to our earth, and is the earth even going to be here and support life, human life, or any life matter for that matter, you know, in the next 50 years if we continue doing what we're doing. And so I could see where, you know, people who are conscious of their purchasing and are into more slow fashion type brands, that may also lean a little more into the quiet luxury aesthetic. Sorry, I didn't show you what I was using. So I am using the Tarte, there we go, the Tarte Creamy Shape Tape in shade 20, I think it's 27N. For my concealer, I used the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish in shade 2. And then I used a little Charlotte Tilbury Moonlit Glow for my highlighter. So let's move into some eye products. So I don't think that quiet luxury needs to be boring. And that's one thing that I think I really differentiate myself when it comes to this from other people talking about it, because you know, people seem to imply you have to dress in boring, what maybe some people deem as boring colors, right? So blacks, beiges, creams, grays, whatever. But I don't think it means that. I'm going to reread part of the L definition, which is that it says that they are pieces that seamlessly work with the rest of your wardrobe. So let's take Dale from Dale's Addiction. You know, she loves her mint baguette, her mint Fendi baguette. And for her, that's a neutral, because that bag, what is it? Seamlessly works with the rest of her wardrobe. So does that mean that Dale's mint Fendi baguette is quiet luxury? I think that most people would probably say that Fendi doesn't qualify as quiet luxury. But my point is that quiet luxury is a little bit on the same wavelength as like sort of a capsule wardrobe. Does that make any sense to anybody? I mean, it just seems like the whole idea is that you have a bunch of pieces that work together that you can mix and match. Now, for some, like me, that may mean more blacks and grays and creams and beiges, because that's just how I tend to dress. Now, yes, do I throw in pops of color? Absolutely. I tend to do that though with either just one particular piece or with my handbag. But I generally tend to dress in neutrals. Now, my neutrals is, like I said, black, beige, cream, you know, gray, navy, whatever. I sort of think of it like skin tones, right? So in the olden days, when somebody meant, oh, I'm going to buy a nude bra, they meant like this color, right? This color shade of a bra. And then we all like thought about it and, you know, realized, well, you know, my nude is not the same as your nude or a third person's nude who has much, much darker skin. But we all have a nude, right? It's just the nude that's personal to us. So why can't we all have neutrals that are personal to us? For me, it's the colors I just described. For Dale, it's mint and lilac and pink and mint green, you know. So I guess my point is that I think that you can dress in quiet luxury, but not have to be boring. Like I said, I don't think that the person who's, you know, wearing head to toe the row is thinking for 1 second and this is no shade on those people, okay? I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm just saying they're not dressing that way because they're trying to be, like I said, conscious or conscientious of what's going on in the world around us. I don't know, maybe that's a hot take, but that's my point. Well, let's move into the next topic of luxury YouTubers leaving luxury. And then does that mean that luxury YouTube is dead? But let's start with, you know, some of the people who, and I'm just using, by the way, this Viseart palette in the Neutral Mattes 1. That's what the back looks like. This is what the shades look like. Okay, let's talk about why there are some people leaving the luxury YouTube space. My first point is there are lots of different reasons. I don't agree with the statement that, well, they're all leaving because they're losing views and so, you know, they needed to get out because they can't keep up. Maybe. I mean, I'm not saying it's not, but do I think that that's why everybody's leaving? No, I don't think it's why they left, or, you know, or why they shifted, you know, one of them that I can think of that has sort of shifted genres. I think that YouTube is, especially if you are doing it as a hobby, is a very thankless job or hobby, right? Hours and hours and hours are put into making a YouTube video. And, you know, you're not making like bucks here. I mean, if I just started making AdSense revenue once I hit 1,000 subscribers. And if I divided the number of hours that I spend on YouTube into the money that I'm going to get paid by Google for AdSense, it is pennies on the dollar, okay? No one is getting rich, or certainly not at my level. I'm not getting rich by, you know, the ads that are running on my YouTube videos. My point is that, you know, it's a lot of work. And, you know, some people, if you lose the love of doing it, you're kind of like, I'm done, right? I mean, because it's not like you're making $1 million from this. So I am going to use my Tower 28 mascara. There are lots of people in the world that hate their job, right? But they're making a good living, and so they continue doing that job, okay? YouTube doesn't pay a whole lot. So if you're not loving what you're doing anymore, if you're not feeling that joy and that excitement like I do, you know, from from creating content and connecting with people, if you are feeling like it's work, but you don't consider it work, you know, it's not your job, okay? So you're not a full-time YouTuber, you're just doing this for the fun of it. If it's not fun anymore, then I get why people are leaving. It's not fun anymore. It's not fun for me, I'm not gonna do it anymore. Another reason, some people are just, they're not into luxury anymore, and that's okay. I mean, at some point, maybe I won't be into luxury anymore. I don't foresee that in my, certainly anywhere near future, because I love it. But, you know, there may be a time where it just doesn't interest me. And that doesn't necessarily mean that those people have gotten to purse peace. I have given my perspective on this before. I don't think there is such a thing as purse peace, because I just think that there are always new things coming out and new designs and things that are exciting. And, you know, if we were all just looking at our bags from a utilitarian perspective, we all would have reached purse peace after probably 3 to 5 bags, right? So if that's how we're, you know, quantifying or defining purse piece, all of us would be at purse piece and we wouldn't need to buy another thing. But clearly we still buy. So that's why I say from my perspective, there is no such thing as purse piece. But it doesn't mean those people are at purse piece, but it may just be that they're sort of like, you know what? I like what I have. It does the job. I'm good. And I don't really feel like sharing it anymore. I don't necessarily really have any new things I want to say. I've done every what's in my bag and every comparison, every wear and tear, every whatever of all the bags that they own. And maybe they're just over it. Like I said, I just think it honestly can be as simple as that. All right, the last tea that I want to talk about, I'm going to use my Glossier Nude Ultra Lip, is what it's called, and it's in the color Vesper, and I am also going to use the NYX lip liner in Burgundy. A little bit of lip liner on with this kind of product because it's pretty creamy and it keeps it from bleeding. Okay, we're done. So, is luxury YouTube dying? No. I think this topic has gone around before. You know, there was that sort of viral video that went around by HRH Collection, probably, I don't know, a year or so ago, something like that. But more recently, Jerusha brought it up on her channel. And I think hers was more of a, you know, sort of, do we need to get back to our roots kind of thing. It wasn't really so much a, you know, should I quit, or, you know, is YouTube dying or whatever. Things evolve, right? And it doesn't mean that it's going away. I mean, if you look at YouTube however many years ago, back, you know, 4 or 5 years ago, luxury YouTube was all about, you know, what's in my bag and comparison videos and wear and tear videos, you know, first impression videos, things like that. We don't see those as much anymore. I mean, we hardly ever see any what's in my bag videos. And, you know, it just, it evolves. And I think it's become much more contemplative, honestly, which I think is great. I think that we're talking about things that maybe are a little more in depth on our luxury YouTube channels, as opposed to just unboxings, which, you know, obviously get a lot of views. People that have the ability to buy and buy and buy and unbox, you know, they're gonna get a lot of views because it's fun, right? I love watching unboxing videos. I mean, I love to see what, you know, new handbag or new SLG that somebody got. Okay, since I finished my makeup and I had to take a call, shifted my perspective here so I can get a little more natural light. But what I was saying is that, you know, YouTube continues to evolve, and therefore people that create YouTube videos are going to also evolve. And that doesn't mean that it's dead by any means. There will always be people coming in and going out of any genre, right? I mean, this is not unique to the luxury community. The bottom line is that there are people that come and go. Look at me. I just started my channel, you know, whatever, 6-7 months ago. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that I don't think that something could come along and replace YouTube and that something could be that much better. I mean, obviously, you know, we've seen the rise of TikTok. We've seen the rise of Reels on Instagram. We now have Shorts on YouTube because, you know, there is, I think, a generation of people out there who really do enjoy short form content, and that's what they want to watch. But that's not everybody. That's not me. I mean, while I enjoy a good, you know, cooking TikTok or a good tap dance TikTok or a good, you know, outfit of the day TikTok, I don't connect with those people. I connect with the people that I watch on YouTube because I enjoy their personality. I enjoy what they have to share. I feel, you know, whether it be sort of a silly thing to say, but I feel like they're almost a friend, right? I mean, if you watch somebody for a long time, you know, you learn things about them as a person. It's not just about the topics that they talk about, or, you know, the material or the information that they present. It's them as a person. That's why I watch YouTube. Yes, do I enjoy seeing them unbox a new bag or showing, you know, hey, I've owned this bag for 2 years and this is what it looks like. Of course, I enjoy the content too, but there are a lot of YouTubers out there that if they changed the structure of their channel, or, you know, did sort of a pivot in what type of niche they were in, is what we call it in the YouTube world here, I would probably still watch them because I enjoy them as a person. I think maybe also some people think that YouTube, luxury YouTube, is dying again because of the economic circumstances that we're in. But let's remember that when we were back in lockdown, there were lots of people who lost their jobs and had no income, but yet luxury and luxury YouTube seemed to be booming then. You look at some of the people that you are probably following, and a lot of those people started their channels during lockdown and during COVID. And so this discussion of, you know, well, maybe it's dying, and maybe one of the reasons it's dying is because of the economic state of the world. Again, to me, it doesn't jive, because we've been in situations like this before, i.e. COVID, where lots of people lost their jobs, but yet there were still a lot of people buying, and prices were going up. I mean, talk about inflation. The inflation of luxury pieces has well exceeded the rate of inflation that we've had recently. I mean, if you look back at, you know, the prices of Chanel bags back in, you know, end of 2019 versus what they are now, I mean, that's crazy, right? So I just don't buy it. So do I think that luxury YouTube is dead or dying or on its, you know, last breath? No, I don't, because I think that there will always be an interest in it. You know, tastes may change as far as what types of videos people want to see, and I think that as a YouTuber is something that you have to be sensitive to, right? You have to evolve with the platform, and but more importantly, you have to evolve with your audience. So if, you know, people aren't enjoying the type of content that you are creating, then you need to look at your analytics. You need to honestly have conversations with your subscribers and find out what it is they want, because in the end, that's my goal, is to provide content and information to you all that you want to see. So I guess that being said, if there is something that you want to see from me that you haven't been seeing, or you want to see more of, you know, please put that in the comments below. Or, you know, feel free, if you don't want to put it as a comment down for everybody to see, feel free to DM me on Instagram. My handle is, you know, just the same name as my channel. It's always linked in the description box below as well. But, you know, I welcome you to give me suggestions if there are other things that you want to see, or, you know, to see me do differently. I am more than open to have those conversations. Don't forget to, if you are interested in ordering some Merit products, to check the description box down below. I will have a link to Merit Beauty. $40 will get you free shipping, and your first order will get a free bag. And in addition to that, I have a little giveaway. So I actually received some extra product from Merit. So the same foundation shade as mine, as well as the same blush shade that I ordered, that Après, I have, along with the makeup bag, that I would love to give away to one of you. So let's make this super easy. If you would like to be entered into the giveaway, go ahead and leave the lipstick emoji in the comment field. And please leave either your email or your IG handles so that I can contact you. I don't think I'm big enough to have scammers yet, but always please be aware. I will never ever ask you for money. I will not ask you to pay for the shipping for me to send this to you. But I would love for one of you to have this and enjoy some really great makeup products that like I said, even before they reached out to me, I have been enjoying Merit Beauty products purchased all from my own budget. So again, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you liked a little get ready with me and a little tea on some of the latest YouTube trending topics, as we would say. We have a special guest.
I'm trying the blush, and it's me.
Yes. So Hannah was actually with me when we picked out which products I was going to get from Merit, and she really likes this formula of blush. So
it's very, what do you feel like? It's very smooth and very soft. What shade is this?
Après.
I like this shade of blush. I don't know, how much are you supposed to use?
As much or as little, as little or as much as you want.
How did you blend it?
I used this little brush.
I don't use a brush to blend it. But am I doing it right? I just use my fingers, that's why. But I like it. I like the shade and it feels very nice. I give it a 10 out of 10.
Well, thank you.
It feels better than my other blushes, for sure. It feels very nice.
There you have it, folks. A thumbs up from Hannah. You can't ask for more than that.
A very short review. But
thank you. Thank you for sharing with the audience. They always love seeing you. If you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you would give it a thumbs up. It really does help the algorithm. And if you enjoyed and you haven't subscribed already, please do so by clicking the subscribe button down below and the notification bell so you know every time I upload a video. And wherever you are, I hope you are having an amazing day or evening, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.